Hello, this is K. Niharika, counseling psychologist. In this video, I'll be talking about how to figure out if your child is undergoing sexual abuse. So, there are so many hindrances and there are so many reasons why people are not reporting sexual abuse. But it's everywhere. Sexual abuse is everywhere. Children are being sexually abused, and they are being sexually abused by their own cousins, their own uncles, aunts, and in extreme cases, even by parents. So, in this scenario, it's very important as a caregiver or a parent for you to understand how to figure out if your child is being sexually abused. You need to learn certain points and you have to observe if your child is showing certain behaviors, and you have to figure out because a child cannot directly come to you and tell you that, dad, I am undergoing sexual abuse, mom, I am undergoing sexual abuse. No, your child can't do that, because your child doesn't know what is sexual abuse, and your child is not trained in this way. Like, she is not trained to come and report to you or to any caregiver. So now you have to learn how to figure out. Even if your child is not telling you anything, not discussing with you anything, then also how to figure out, you have to learn. So moreover, in Indian society, children are not being trained, children are not being educated about good touch, bad touch. Because of that, children are completely very not aware of these things. That's why you have to, as a parent, you have to learn. So behavior number one. So if your child is saying that, I don't want to go to this particular place, some relative's house, or this particular place like park, school, classroom, when your child is saying that she doesn't want to go, he doesn't want to go, then you will have to think about it. Instead of pressurizing, forcing, go, you have to go, and it's not a good manners, you are a good child, just go. Don't do that, because if your child is very reluctant to go to some place, there will be reason behind that. It's not just that your child is very stubborn or something. There will be reason. Try to figure out the reason. So in some cases, what happens is, your child is being abused in that place, that's why your child is reluctant to go. Then you have to ask your child why she is reluctant, and you have to figure out. And point number two, if your child is reporting you that she is getting pains, and which cannot be explained by any medical reason, like she's getting abdominal pain, she's getting pain in the private parts, she's getting pain in any part of the body, and that's very sudden, and she reported to you, and it's very chronic. And for example, she reported that she is getting pain, and that pain is not getting cured, and it's there, like after 6 months also she is reporting again that she has a pain. Then many parents, what they do is, they think that child is just trying to manipulate and give an excuse, and she's trying to bunk school or something. So instead of that, try to figure out if that is true. If your child is really experiencing any pain that cannot be explained by any medical condition, then it's possible that somebody is physically abusing her, sexually abusing her. Because of that, she is experiencing pain. Point number three, if your child changed, like there is change in the behavior. So previously she was very talkative, she was very active, and suddenly she became so silent. So then what most of the parents do is, they'll feel like, okay, thank God she's silent. We always wanted this. We were not able to handle her previously. Now she's silent. Thank God. So don't do that, because previously she was very active and you had a problem, and all of a sudden overnight she cannot get transformed into a good child. It's not that she became a good child, it's just that she's dull, she's sad or something. So you have to figure out what is the reason why your child became a decent child overnight. You have to figure out what is the reason why she is not active now. Is it because she is emotionally hurt? Sometimes children don't cry, don't show that they are emotionally hurt, but you have to understand that change in the behavior. So previously she used to do one particular activity, and now she is not doing. Previously she used to shout, jump. It's not that she got maturity overnight, it's just that she is emotionally upset. Then you have to figure out why this is happening. And point number four, if your child is not sharing anything with you, like about her emotions, about her pain, about reasons why she's crying. So she's crying and you don't know why she's crying, and she's feeling low about herself. That is because when sexual abuse happens, self-esteem gets affected. So maybe she's feeling low about herself, she's not confident anymore, she's not strong anymore. That's why she is not sharing anything with you, and she's blaming herself unnecessarily and repeatedly saying sorry again and again for all unnecessary reasons. That doesn't mean she became a good child overnight. This means she got low self-esteem, and you have to figure out what is the reason for that, and why a child will start saying sorry for everything, and why child is not sharing about any of her problems with you. Is it because she's feeling bad about it? And why there is a sudden change in the way in which she deals with emotions? Even previously also she was sad, but she used to cry and loudly tell you that, Dad, I lost my pencil. Dad, I lost my pouch. Mom, I lost my book. But now she's not telling you anything. That doesn't mean she learned how to cope. That means she's not telling you that because these things cannot happen suddenly overnight. So maybe if she gets maturity, she changes. That happens in a period of like 5 years, 10 years, she might change. But suddenly if that happened within a month or within a week, then that means it's a red flag, and you have to figure out why she's doing that. And point number 5, and if your child is blaming self and trying to keep secrets, and for example, you have taught your child that it's forbidden to touch chocolate. It's forbidden. That means you have set a rule for your child, and child thinks that she violated the rule by taking the chocolate, and abuser also violated the rule by touching her inappropriately. Now what will happen is your abuser will train your child in such a way that your child believes that they both are in kind of same place, same position. So abuser also is doing one mistake and one bad thing, and she's also doing one mistake, one bad thing. So she's touching and taking the chocolates, and he is touching this girl, this victim. That means she will try to equate these two behaviors. She doesn't know that sexual abuse is something that is ethically wrong, and touching chocolate and taking chocolate is a not actually ethically wrong thing, but it is just a rule set by her own parent to control her behavior. For to maybe it's a parent had set this in a rule with a positive intention, like parent wants the child not to eat chocolates, parents want child to study properly. So for that, parents set rules to children, but children think that these rules are based on ethics, and according to a child, the rules set by parent and rules set by the abuser, rules set by the court, rules set by law, all these rules are very similar. So she can't differentiate. But if for adult knows that the rule set by law is a is important rule, and it is based on ethics, and if somebody violates that rule, and they are punishable, and a child doesn't know that. Child thinks that rules set by law and rules set by parents all are similar. So now what happens is, when you set rules to your child, then your child will think that, okay, I did a mistake. She will feel guilty about that, blame herself about that, and she will also think that even the abuser is doing one mistake and I am doing one mistake, so I should not report about abuser's mistake to my parents, because he will report about my mistake to my parents, then they will punish me and they will also punish the abuser, so I should not report. So child will think that she will equate the mistakes done by abuser and child. So in any case, when child is thinking that she did something that is forbidden, so she's doing some mistake, you have to tell her that whatever you did, it's not mistake, it's not a wrong thing, it's not a unethical thing. Whatever you did, we asked you not to do because it's good for your own health, it's good for your own future, but we have set rules only to help you to grow. But these are not actual rules, these are not actual ethical rules. You have to explain your child. Point number 6. So is it like your child is sexually abusing someone? like inappropriately touching somebody or talking about sex and behaving overly matured, and she's very young and she doesn't know about anything, but suddenly knows everything, and she starts talking about sex and all these things. That doesn't mean that your child turned into a bad girl or bad boy overnight. It just means she's repeating the behavior, she's imitating the abuser. So what children do is they don't have hormones, so that they can't even enjoy sexual activities and inappropriately touching somebody. They can't enjoy. So if your child is abusing somebody, that means she's trying to replicate, she's trying to imitate abuser and do the same thing, and that's an indication to show people that what she or he is undergoing. So intention of the child is not to really abuse others, especially if child is very young, below 10 years. Then if a child is actually abusing others or talking about sex and behaving like a mature person, that means she's trying to play drama of what is happening to her, and she's trying to show. And you have to identify these kind of behaviors if they are there. Instead of scolding your child that don't do this, this is not good for your age, instead of that, figure out how your child learned, why your child learned, what is happening with your child. Try to figure out. These are some of the points. In the video I have mentioned 6 points to figure out if your child is being sexually abused or not. And there are also many other aspects which I can't explain in this video. Like for example, there are unique behaviors, unique symptoms which are not general, that those you have to identify on your own, because maybe your child behaves in one particular manner and no other child in the world behaves in that particular manner. But remember, if anything is different, anything is strange, anything is weird, anything is wrong, that doesn't mean your child is bad or something. It's just that there is something wrong happening with your child, so you have to figure out. So maybe imagine there is a child who will try to do something which is weird, like throw things onto the floor, and this is not a symptom of being a victim of sexual abuse, but your child is doing that. Like that, there will be certain unique symptoms which I can't mention in this video because they are not generalized symptoms that you see in all the abuse victims. Your child behaves in one particular way, and you have to identify that. Some children start showing their behaviors like bedwetting and thumb sucking. The behaviors which they have shown in the childhood, they have never shown after that. Now they will start showing those behaviors. Then generally what parents do is they will say, okay, you are grown up now, you did this in the childhood, that's okay, now you are grown up, don't do this. But instead of that, identify why your child is again reverting back and trying to show the behaviors that she showed in the childhood. So this can be one more point, but keep these points aside. Figure out in what way your child is behaving in a unique manner, different manner, and what are the weird changes happen to your child. So you have to figure out, because every child is unique. All the children do not follow same rules, all the children do not show same kind of behaviors when they get sexually abused. So you have to use your own intellect and you have to figure out, and it's very important that you figure out. And to watch more videos, subscribe to 4 Steps Up channel and follow 4 Steps Up page on all the social media platforms.